Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us live. My name is Rachel, and I'll be your host in the background today. We want to invite you to comment right on your YouTube or Facebook stream, and we will be able to see your comments during our call. I'd like to introduce Mark Trevina, who will be leading the call today. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's great to have everybody here. We like you and I normally have a chat about the weather first of all. So just to let you know, it's warming up in the UK. It's been freezing since we got back from Spain. How's it in home base TV1 in Cincinnati?
Well, I drove through some snow today to get to work. It was treacherous, but I made it.
You're a hero. Well, thanks for looking after us in the background, Rachel. And like Rachel says, if you have comments and you bring, if we think they're good comments, we will bring them up on screen because this is all about sharing and caring. If you came to our first webinar, we talked through what we're going to show at ISE. This webinar is more about actually showing you in reality what we showed there, and we're actually going to talk through in quite not huge depth, but some depth about some of the really cool things we're doing under the hood. So this webinar is called New Year's New Solutions, New Vision. We're really excited here at TV1. There's been a huge sort of sea change really. We launched 6 new products at ISE, so that was 5 in the Hypnotizer MX range, and we previewed one in the Calico range as well, the 1RU derivative. We've got a whole new bunch of leaders in the team, and we'll be meeting John today, who's the EU sales leader, and Alex, who's my boss. He's director of marketing as well. But we've also have a new sales director in North America as well, Jonathan Begler. So it's all really exciting times here at TV1, and hope we'll get some of that energy and excitement across to you. These are the people who'll be joining me today. So in a moment, John Hubry, I mentioned him already, will be joining us. After that, we'll talk to Nick Spencer, who's the global product manager for Hypnotizer MX. He's had a busy year. I'm not just talking about the 2 months in 2025, but last year as well, bringing Hypnotizer MX to market. So I'd be really interested to hear his feedback from the show. And then I bumped into Troy, who's a TV1 customer, Northwestern University. Also, he's a member of the executive board of HETMA, and will explain what HETMA stands for, but it is going to tell us what's happening in higher ed and kind of his takeaways from the show. And then we're joined by our friend Christopher Backhouse, who's managing director of Vanguard LED displays in Europe, and then finally John. So these will all be short segments, like 10 minutes each. So if a segment's not for you, just hang on tight, and we'll be to a segment that you like soon. So right, let's start with John Hubry. John is our EU sales leader, so he looks after all of the team. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm good, Mark. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I finally got over ISE. So if you're watching this on catch up, we've been back a week and a half now, I think. We've had a few casualties to the ISE flu, but thankfully, I don't think you or I were one of them, were they?
Yeah, I think I escaped very lightly in comparison to some of our colleagues. Yes, so touch wood, I'm doing okay. So yes, thank you.
So the eagle-eyed amongst you noticed that Darren, who's our global product director for signal processing, not with us today. That's because he's laid low, and we send you if you are sitting in your bed watching this, Darren, we will send our love and hope you get better soon. So first of all, before we get on to TV1, I don't know about you, but I found ISE this year was the busiest it's ever been for me. I've been to 12 now, I think, and it seemed busy every day.
It certainly did. I think the biggest difference for us is in Hall 5 where we were, was the speed that people got to us. As in years in the past, we've been kind of waiting for people to get in, to get through a couple of the big halls. And so you kind of be waiting for people to arrive. But from 10 o'clock, we had people on the stand, which was fantastic, as in customers coming to see us, asking questions, talking to us about the new products, what we had to show. So yeah, from the day the show opened to pretty much the last few minutes on Friday, we were talking to customers all week. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and it was really interesting. I certainly felt it was busy. I mean, I think the organizer saying it was 86,000 people, and it's gone up year on
Yeah,
year.
something like that.
They opened, yeah, 2 new halls this year. So the show is getting bigger. And later, when I bring Alex on, it'd be interesting to have his perspective from someone in US and perhaps even Troy as well, because it is like a big show. You couldn't. I remember I was watching someone talking about the show, and they said the first time they went, you could do it in a day. I don't think you could even do it in a week now.
Talking to a lot of the people, they just don't get
Let's
time to get
look
around the
at.
whole of the show. But yeah,
It's hectic. It's hectic. So first of all, you're like kind of the talent at the top. Just give us a quick punchy summary of what was new, and we had like all new this year.
for the first time on the show, literally we had no legacy products physically on display. It was all new, so it was fantastic to see all of the hard work that R&D and the tech teams have been putting on in the background, and to actually physically get our hands on a lot of this kit. So obviously the huge new raft of products and range of servers, the MX series from Hippo. So yeah, they were fantastic to see, right the way down from the little Tekka, right the way up to the 4 output Heikos and big units like that. So they were great to see. I know we have seen the Calico 2RU previously, but to see that family of products really beginning to grow was fantastic, with the 1RU of the Calico coming soon. But obviously we had it live there as well. So yeah, it's really fantastic to have all of these new products to show everybody, which is again, new starts, new years. It was fantastic to see.
And just so if you're watching this and you've got a quote out for other parts of our portfolio, we still have a huge portfolio in the background. We're not just a Calico and Hypnotizer MX family.
No, not at all. The video processing range, the signal management, the traditional switcher scalers that we've built our reputation on over the last 20 odd years. We're still selling them. They're still there. They're still doing a lot of great work with some fantastic solutions for people in the background. So absolutely, they are still there. They are still working. They're still very much available. So yeah, any questions about those, please contact us. And they're still going strong of those products, even though they weren't physically on display this year.
Yeah, we'd need probably a booth the size of like Crestron.
Absolutely.
And although I'm talking to you from the UK Training Centre, and I do remote demos and remote training from here. But I've got one of each of these here. So if you're in the UK or Europe, you want to come and see us for a few days or a day or whatever, and touch these products, I can get them out and fire them up. And also we have them on loan stock, so they can talk to you as well, John. And what's the best way? Let's do a plug for you. What's the best way to get hold of your team?
Sales.europe@tv1.com is always really simple and really easy to go. If you want to contact myself directly, it's john.hubery@tv1.com. But yeah, it's just go to the websites and you'll see a contact us request, whether it's TV1, Green Hippo. Yeah, reach out, all media. We're here.
Yes. And then this is the other thing. I know we were hugely appreciative of these partners on our booth.
Yeah, absolutely. They added such an element to our stand, the integration between our partners, things that we've been able to show and display and really show what we can do working with our partners. They were fantastic. So absolutely, thanks to everybody that you can see there: Ayrton, MA Lighting, Legrand, Philips, Vanguard, Lumens, the works. They were all fantastic and really made the booth extremely workable, fantastic solutions that we were able to put together because of it. It was great. So thank you all.
And before we hand over to Nick, we weren't just on our booth. We were working with Epson as well, and I think we've got a couple of clips we can run in. And I don't know about you, I thought it was brilliant, the work that Epson did and motion mapping as well.
Absolutely. The Epson booth was an absolute stunner, and you can see the huge amount of projection that they were using on their stand, but using the skills and the talent of motion mapping combined with the Hippo media servers showed that they could do some incredible mapping with the combination of their projectors and our media servers in the background. So the whole of the back wall of their stand was obviously projection, and all the content was played back and mapped out by the Green Hippo products. I don't know whether we've got the other picture in a minute.
Yeah,
but,
so I was walking around before the show, and I spotted this globe, and I saw the Hypnotizer UI up and running. This had people sat around it all day, like a real video experience.
Yeah, it was an incredible little demonstration of what we can do with the ability to map and play back content. So yeah, they did a fantastic job. So again, thank you to Motion Mapping and Epson for what they were able to show on their stand. It was great.
Awesome, thanks, John. Don't go away. I'll call you back in a minute.
No worries.
We're talking about Epson. Let's get Nick into the fold. Nick, how are you doing today? You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Yourself?
Yeah, fine. God, you got a nice setup there. This is the first time I've seen this. That is cool.
Oh yeah, you like it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see. I guess you've only just got home because you were here doing strategizing with the product team last week, so you had a few weeks away.
Yeah. Just got in on Monday, back to work again, normal hours, and trying to get my life back together. I mean, you know how it is traveling for trade shows and stuff. It gets a bit hectic.
Vicious, isn't it? It's vicious. But I don't know about you, although it was like really hard, I was like super excited that the feedback we got for the new range. This is just two of them. I'll show you. We've got some videos we're rolling after this, but just can you just in a nutshell, can you encapsulate the feedback you were getting about the new Hypnotizer MX series?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. Everyone loved all of the new boxes. Honestly, we never heard a single bit of negative feedback, which is amazing. We love to hear it. The only negative feedback we heard was someone didn't like the specific power button we chose. So, you know what? If that's the worst feedback, then great. But yeah, overwhelmingly positive. Feedback from people. Everyone was talking about the new usability features, things like swappable output modules being great. The video you're showing now of the removable media drives, everyone loved that. And some of the things that we've been wanting to add for years, like rear illumination to the system, was a huge hit. And then, of course, probably the biggest one is we got rid of kind of what we call the kissing ducks, if you will. So the logo looks like a hippo now. There's no way to misinterpret it to look anything different than a hippo. Doesn't look like two birds anymore.
Yeah.
So
what I love about that logo is it's LEDs underneath. It's not just one light panel. So now we can animate that, and like there's so many cool things we could do.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, let's flip around the back. We've got a little back. You talked about the back. I mean, it's a really lovely back panel. Illumination. These modules pop out. So that gives real flexibility for fleet owners.
Yeah, for sure. So, rental houses and touring operations can pretty much stock all of these modules on the shelf and be ready for any scenario, right? Maybe one show wants all SDI outputs, maybe the next show needs all HDMI, and maybe the third show needs a mixture of the two. That's never really been possible with the Hippo product, so we're super excited to bring that to market and kind of allow people to switch between those.
Yeah, and I was just some things I learned this week, like, and it's just like little details like this that make like a true on the road machine. Like the network connectors, they're all locking network connectors. It's not a flim flam kind of, RG45 that you can break off. This is solid gear, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all proper Neutrik connectors. Everything locks, so you can be sure that your connections are going to be stable during the show. I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever worked backstage, but we've all worked in some really hectic conditions before. Sometimes the stage decking is not, shall we say, on the most level surface. So it can provide some challenges, but luckily we've got the experience. We know what it takes to run the shows, so we've made sure to design the hardware so that it can withstand some of those super brutal environments.
Yeah, well, let's look at. I just picked out 2 or 3 of the demos. I haven't pulled out the software demo, but we will talk about software because it's important things people need to know. That this was the
our little guy. He was the hit of the show. That guy right there.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, isn't he? So this is this is showing. This is an Grand MA3, and MA3 is a lighting as a control format, and we just take the pain away for people.
Yeah, that's correct. So this is, like you say, a lighting console. It's probably one of the more popular lighting consoles used around the world. And we've recently kind of announced our first kind of collaboration with their new line of products, the MA3 stuff. So we can integrate and network with them seamlessly. We don't have to go ahead and we don't have to go through and click 8 different buttons. Now it's just a single button, and the hippo actually shows up in the lighting console as the hippo. You can click on it and say, "Yep, join," bring it in to what they call the session, and you're connected in seconds. So it really is a time saver, and we all know time is money. So super awesome thing that we are able to bring to market and kind of show people. And I for one am super excited for people to get their hands on it and start.
No, yeah, you there? Are you having a few issues? Yeah.
And I'm back. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the
No,
almighty
it's always
battery is always the crux of every show, right?
isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't it,
sorry
Chaz?
about
Yeah,
that.
we just had a comment from one of our buddies, Oyston, and he said the Grand MA integration was super
Yeah.
neat. So that, oh, we go, look at that. We've got power here.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at that.
So isn't that cool? It's great to have feedback like that. Thanks, Oyston, for that. And the second demo, which I thought was really cool, and I've kind of just got a still of it, was how we were controlling the lighting fixtures
Yeah.
above. So there was like it's hard to show because Stan was so busy all the time to get good footage was really hard. But we had some lighting fixtures around that live demo, and then with these are Ayrton AX9s, are they?
Yeah, 5, 9, 7. I can't quite I remember. I think these were specifically fives, but yeah, neither here nor
Yeah.
there.
Cool. Yeah, and we love showing this stuff because, like, TV1 is part of the Amazing Act Entertainment family, and they are superheroes with Grand MA, Ayrton, Zach Track, all these brands that we kind of live and breathe that we're now part of. So it was really cool to do that. And how easy is it? I'm thinking of shows like we've done, like Dancing with the Stars, Strictly Come Dancing, where we've mapped video onto their lighting fixtures. How easy is that
Yeah,
to do?
it's dead nuts simple. I mean, we kind of like to say you get it for free, if you will, in the sense of you've already taken the work to map out all of your video surfaces, and just so happens that in the gaps, if you have lights and things like that, you can easily go in and place your lighting fixtures. And when you play video, it's kind of just like magic. All of a sudden, your lights get the same video that or the same pixel data that your video screens would get. So it's super cool. It's a great way to like extend the screens, if you will, and kind of break beyond the limitations of just a traditional display. So it's super easy to set up, and yeah, like you said, we had two kind of instances with the MA integration. We had sort of the little lights attached to the sides, and then in this, we kind of treated it like its own sort of fixed installation to kind of show the different use cases of the pixel mapping feature, like you talk about.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And even what gets me excited is even the smallest products in our range. So at the moment it's Nevis, but it will soon be Tekka. Can like do huge installations of pixel mapping.
Yeah, like the Nevis previously, I think our record anyway is about 600 universes worth of pixels. So for anyone who's a lighting whiz, that's a ridiculous number of lighting fixtures off of just a tiny little box. And the Tekka is shaping up to be just that, if not more powerful. So super excited to be able to bring that, like you say, from the smallest system down up all the way up to the big boy systems, and be able to kind of unleash your creativity in a sense. You can drive whatever comes to your mind. So super exciting.
Yeah, awesome. And then talking about control, it was like we practiced this. This is amazing. So we also had this really cool demo on the front of the booth. It was like an RFID demo, and if you saw before, I unboxed these little models, and they were only like this big, so really dinky, and that we had an RFID tag underneath. We'll see on the booth, and there was also like a magic red button as well.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. So the magic red button was kind of fun. I think our camera image is blocking it a little bit, but like you say, we were kind of showcasing just a fun way to kind of get some information. So like you saw here, one of our sales team, Evzen, was able to pick up a box, set it in the little stickered area that said place here, and you were able to see information on that system appear right before your eyes, kind of like magic again. And you take it away, and all of a sudden it goes back to the nice, pretty background. You want to know more about the 2U, you set that there, and all of a sudden you can get custom information about what you want to see. So it was just a fun little way for us to show off the different ways that Hippo can be controlled, RFID, DMX, MIDI controllers. The list goes on to create really unique kind of experiences like this. Um, so yeah, a place that Hippo wouldn't maybe necessarily be thought of. We kind of show the flexibility of being able to integrate with a ton of different products.
That's awesome, isn't it? And before I let you go, but stay around in case we get
Of
any
course.
questions, because I don't want to be left with the hard questions. Yeah. But when we showed the clip of the Grand MA demo, you saw our interface there, and that's what powers Hypnotizer MX. If you go on our website, yeah, here it is on the left here. If you go on our website, you can download a free version called Play.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, we will always be supportive of letting people learn, create on their own time, and sort of figure out how they want to use the product best. So, like you say, on our website, there's a free version called Play. It gives you all of the features. We don't lock anything down except for you are limited to one watermarked output. However, that's more than enough to play and learn and start getting creative and figuring out how maybe the best way to incorporate Hippo into your project is going to be. So that's free. You can go to the website, download it, give it a shot or give it a try. And if you don't know what you're doing, you want to kind of learn more, we also have free online training that you can register for too. So the whole suite is there, and there's no excuse not to know Hippo, not to give it a shot, and like I say, play with it.
Yeah, but nice. I'm going to write all these
Yeah,
down.
there you go.
I was talking to Stu from Motion Happen. You did the globe and the leaves, and I interviewed him. There's a series of interviews coming out after later in the month, and one of them was with him. And I asked him about Play, and he says he uses it on every installation, and especially he does a lot of architectural projections, and he says he uses it to use case studies.
Yeah,
so like essentially,
it's the best free tool out there. You could do things like plan your projection mapping project. You can pre-program, pre-visualize your project. You can bring it to show and use it as a tool. All of our systems are networkable. The interface you're looking at here is Zookeeper, and Play gives you that sort of access. So you can actually remote control all of your hippos with the same software. So yeah, it really is a fully rounded tool, and I personally think it's the best free tool out there. But
yeah, I love it. I've got it on my laptop. It fires up every day, and I have a go on it. Just keep myself going with it.
yeah, you might run the
Awesome,
software
mate.
more than I
Appreciate
do. I don't know. Who knows? But
I don't know. Yeah, brilliant. It was awesome. Thanks for your
yeah,
time, mate. I'm glad you're back
cheers.
home,
Thanks, Mark.
and we'll speak soon. Yeah, cheers, buddy. Right, so that was kind of exciting stuff. We were going to invite our first partner, which is exciting. We've got two today. Christopher in a minute. First of all, Troy. Troy, I bumped into at. Hey, Troy, I bumped into you at the HEPMA booth. I was wandering around, and you were there, larger than life, kind of talking everything about HEPMA, and I just said, "Why?" And he gave me your business card, and I went home, and I went to the hotel, and I emailed your RSM, Chuck Raymond, great guy, and I said, "Do you know Troy?" He goes, "Yeah, I know Troy," and he told me everything. So yeah, so it was brilliant to meet up with you, mate, and you made it back safe and well to sunny sunny wherever you call home.
Chicago.
Did you?
So definitely not sunny. It's very cold. I think it's 7 degrees right now outside. So not sunny, but made it home safe. Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm pleased for that, mate. I wanted to sort of divide our little chat into two, really. First of all, let's give some kudos to Northwestern University.
Yeah, there we go.
And you're a great customer. I know that this is a big CorioMaster installation, but I know you got switches and scalers and all of that. Do you have much to do with this? It's in the athletic center, this wall,
So
isn't it?
I don't have much to do with the athletic center wall. We have some of your like I support some of your CorioMasters and the Siegel Visitor Center. We've got a cool mosaic wall that looks pretty great, and then this kind of 9-panel touch panel or touchscreen overlay deal that's pretty neat. Touchscreen overlay is starting to fail, so looking into replacing that guy here probably pretty soon. But it's an overlay that's failing, not your guys' stuff.
Yeah, we've done a few overlay systems, and they used to be the thing. Yeah, I mean this wall, this is 40 foot tall, so it's really hard to see in this picture. It's 40 foot tall, so it's massive. And I know some of you want the pixel count, so I've done my homework. It's for once, Troy, I've done my homework. Right. It's just over 4,600 pixels high by 1344 wide, and it's prime view 2.5 mil. I remember my buddy who's now working for Avixa, Paul Streffen, installed this, and he had great fun with you guys. And the big challenge was at the time was content with this, and we always say content's king. But he was really pleased to be able to help you. The other interesting thing, you used a CorioMaster for this. It's a big 4R unit. You could do this now with our 1R unit.
Yes.
So this is actually, you could probably, I'd have to do the math real quick. You probably do 5 of these with 1R unit, because we've got 16 million pixels. We just do it differently.
That's pretty fun.
So yeah, no, it'd be cool. And it'd be great, yeah, if you got installations that you got with us, it'd be great to have another catch up about Northwestern and what you do, because I think it's really enlightening.
Absolutely.
What you're doing. And are we? I'm not going to ask you to rate us at 1 to 10, but like, as you know, in your support function, are we a good supplier to work for in terms of reliability and response when you do have issues?
I've never had to reach out to you guys' support department. It's a system I inherited. It was installed before I started here, and we've had problems with the overlay system failing, right? But in terms of the wall working, it pretty much works. We've got a script that shuts it down in the evening and then starts it back up in the morning, and it goes pretty flawlessly. And typically when it does mess up, it's not the video processors that messes up, it's just the computer that scripts it and turns everything on and off. So yeah, it's been a pretty easy to support since I've been here. Yeah.
And do you turn it off to save power? Is that what
yeah. They just and it's just turning the panels off. It doesn't shut down the processors or anything. Yeah, they just shut the panels off in the evening.
Yeah, because it's something people don't realize. You can have some video processors use kilowatt, 2 or 3 kilowatts of power. So the 1RU version of the Calico I'll talk about in a minute I think it's 250 watts, and we can do the same thing. It's got the same script. So, and it's about, I think as in an AV industry, we've got to be really conscious that we're saying we're green, but we're pumping out loads of power and loads of heat. So anything like that we can do, whether it's darker templates or switching the LED off at night, is saving our planet while still informing and educating.
I love to hear it's possible at a 1RU. In the installation that I support, we're using 3 CorioMasters for the big wall and 2 for the mosaic wall, and they're the 4RUs. So it's a huge installation drawing a great amount of power.
Yeah. Well, shall I make you a promise on behalf of Chuck? I haven't asked him. So if he's watching this, he's now shaking. How about as soon as we get a 1RU into demo stock into Chuck's hands, we get him up there and you have a play with it?
Right on.
Yeah, brilliant. I'd love to hear what you think. And actually, that's a really good segue. I didn't plan this, but let's talk about HETMA. So everybody's trying to say HETMA, and it's I tell you my journey with HETMA, and then it'd be interesting to hear yours. I found about HETMA from one of our sales leaders, and I got a login right away because for me it's a brilliant forum. to get ideas and understand what's going on in the industry. But you're one of the board members, so you're heavily involved in this as a volunteer. So it'd be really interesting to hear, what HETMA is and what you do.
Higher Education Technology Managers Alliance. So we just kind of support, colleges and universities, AV departments in this industry. It's at its core, it's about building a community. We have an online presence where you can kind of go. There's a closed community and an open community where you can go and discuss, kind of your higher ed concerns, and just they're private and closed off. So, manufacturers can't see it. So if you want to go rant about a problem you're having, then we have an open section where everybody is welcome to join. It's a pretty big community. There's about 3,000 people, over 700 schools represented. It's a good community. It's a growing community right now. We're more based in North America, so the U.S. and Canada. But we're making a big push to go into Europe and really to be a global organization, because I think, especially being in Europe and Barcelona, it showed that there was a kind of a need and a want for this kind of an organization, in EMEA. So.
Yeah, and you guys were so excited every day. Every day I went by, you were like super excited about it. And we came to your happy hour, which I won't. If anybody on the call, if I ever see you in private, I'll tell you. It was quite an interesting experience at 2 PM. But in terms of the refreshments, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. But it was really cool. The other thing you do, which I really love, is that you will take gear and try it in several of you university members, and but not just say whether it's good or not, also give feedback as well.
Yeah, so that's our approved program. It's probably the most mature program we have. Basically a manufacturer sends out gear. We give it to 5 different universities, kind of based on a little bit of, who's available to test, and then, what kind of requirements, you might, where this might fit, right? If this fits in a smaller university or, larger, whatever. So we send it out to 5 people. They test it. If it works, like you say it does, it gets the stamp of approval. We write a white paper. You get, like a press release through our media company, Higher Ed AV. All's good, right? You get the stamp of approval. If it doesn't work like you say it does, or if we have some problems getting it to work, maybe getting it to integrate with the network or whatever it might be, we work with you to make it a better product, because like at the end of the day, you and I both want a good product, right? You to sell it to me and me to buy it, and have it work for my, faculty. So.
Yeah, we want it to work 24/7. We want you to never have to phone us again. It just lives there. Now, I'm about to bring John Hubry on, who we had a moment ago. Me and you are going to test him. We're going to get our accessories ready. This was the best.
There we go.
Best thing. The best thing I saw at ISE. So I'm going to get mine on. John, well done, mate. Well done.
I came prepared.
So yeah, this is. Nice. But yeah, so I've wore this for a whole day at the show, and it's like, this is cool. So this is a big thank you, Troy. What's the best way to get hold of you and the HETMA guys?
So hetma.org is our community. It's free to join. It'll always be free to join. So you can find me there. All of our leadership contacts are available right there. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Troy Bowers, Twitter. I'm out there and available. Happy to talk to anybody who wants to talk.
Awesome. You're the best, mate. Thanks for getting up early for us and getting to the office. I'd love to do another Connect Summit just talking about what you do and HETMA. So perhaps we can get together a few more people and we'll make education a focus. It's something I'm excited about. John, it's kind of one of your key focuses as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Let's do it.
Awesome, mate. Brilliant. I'll let you go, but thanks for your time, and I can't wait till we see you again. That was interesting, wasn't it? Yeah, well done. I thought I was going to catch you out, but I didn't. Damn. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will realise that that you are not Darren Gaffey. Darren's ill today. He's
I'm
our
not.
global product director. No, so at short notice, I've asked John to step in to sort of support this session. This element will be quite short, and we'll bring in Christopher Backhouse in a moment as well to develop the themes a little bit further. So first of all, we've now got a family of products in Calico Pro. We've got the 1RU and the 2RU. So it's the 1200 and the 2200. What was the feedback you got on the show floor to any enlarged family?
It was fantastic, as in the feedback that this isn't just a one-off product. That I think people can really see now that we are developing a whole family around the Calico itself, and we're going to expand on it more. And hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have another member of the family, so growing in size as well. But yeah, it's the 1RU was a real hit, and it in some respects it's quite of a unique product for TV1 in regards of our video processing family, because it's the first one that's got a fixed I/O count. Previously, you have to configure the units. You have to know your inputs and your outputs, and you slot cards in and build it to your requirement. And we've kind of moved a little bit away from that with the Calico, and actually with both the 1RU and 2RU. The 2RU comes as standard with 8 inputs and 4 outputs. These are all 4K 60, 444, full 10-bit processing, etc. So that's the standard in the 2RU. The 2RU does have the ability to be expandable. So it has got the expansion slots. So you can add more cards, as in whether you need more 4K outputs or 4K inputs. But then we've also got slots that enable us to do with some of our legacy cards. So we can use standard quad HD input cards, SDI, HD base T, those kind of things as well. But the 1RU is fixed. And this is fixed to 4 4K 60 inputs and 2 4K 60 outputs, all HDMI 2.0 at the moment. But yes, as in having that form factor seemed to really hit a nice little sweet spot for people and their requirements. And I think that ability that they don't have to worry about, oh, do we need to add another card here? Or have I got enough outputs? Have I got enough input? It's literally just set in stone. There you go. 4 inputs, 2 outputs, and away you go. So in some regards, it's the ability to have your first product that you can stock from a TV1 kind of point of view, as in it could be an off-the-shelf unit. There you go, buy it, away you go. So yeah, it's a really fantastic introduction to the Calico range, the 1RU at the moment. So
one of the highlights I had from the show was when we did a demo with Hypnotizer MAX, I noticed your team were pulling people across to look at this demo, the actual physical demo we had. There seemed to be a real synergy.
Yeah, I think the way that we are actually able to manipulate the outputs, so with our output mapping and how we work specifically with LED and making sure that you maximize the number of pixels that you can use on your outputs, has been critical to actually what we can do. And it kind of seems to tick a box for both kind of users, as in whether it's live entertainment or hire and rental or indeed the fixed install, that we have this ability to really maximize your outputs instead of actually having to use multiple outputs to potentially to provide a solution. There is the equivalent of 8 million pixels per output. So you can actually divide your outputs up so that you can fill that whole output pixel space instead of actually having to lose pixels by going, oh, we can't quite fit it here, we have to use another output to do this little bit over there. We've kind of changed the whole way of looking at LED with this, and really being able to maximize those pixel outputs that we've got.
Yeah, and I'm going to test you now. How many pixels does the 1RU have and the 2RU have?
Well, the output for the 1RU is obviously there's 2 outputs, so that goes up to 16 million pixels. The 4RU can double that as standard. Sorry, the 2RU doubles that as standard because it's got 4 outputs. However, you do have the expansion slot, so you could increase that to 4 more. So it's not a simple answer, that one, Mark. But yeah, the 4RU goes up to 32 million, but obviously you do have the ability to expand upon that as well.
Yeah, and that's why a moment ago when we spoke to Troy and we had a big wall. That's how we could do so much from a 1RU. So it's super exciting.
Absolutely.
These demos were chocker the whole time. Can you just talk us through just like a brief high view, and And after that, we'll have a look at the front wall, and then we'll bring Christopher in to talk like
Sure.
the deep tech side
Yeah.
of things.
We did have two very specific areas on display. We had the One RU, which is currently hidden by people over on the left-hand side of the booth there. And that was kind of hoping to do some kind of show an example of a 32:9 aspect ratio kind of application as well. So you could actually bring in those strange aspect ratios. They're kind of new and developing aspect ratios. 21:9, 32:9, these kind of aspect ratios that are coming more and more popular. But again, with the Calico, we'll be able to manage these with EDID management and actually be able to cope and have them and handle them easily and simply and integrate them with all of our other inputs that you've got coming in as well. So there was a lot of focus on how we could do that with the One RU. On the 2RU, we were trying to show multiple things. We kind of divided the demonstration up into two sections. The top section being the LED, so the actual physical output that you would see. So an LED wall up at the top with some rotated panels. So you've got some like iMag bits at the side, for example. And then down at the bottom, you can see right in front of the demonstration there, the software on the left-hand side. But on the right-hand side is our output watch, which is the ability to actually create a very specific output to do, you could do all sorts, but you could use it as a simple multi-viewer. So you can create the ability to watch all of your inputs. So you've got them all on a station that could be monitored, but it could also be to have a section monitored, if you like. So it's a very flexible feature, is output watch, and you can create all kinds of applications with it. So yeah.
Yeah, and what I like about that functionality, where we're having kind of this monitoring view, a lot of our competitors, that's a dedicated output. So you have to use it, whereas we can use any output, and we can do this. This is a really simple application. You know, you can see we're seeing the sources, and you're seeing the final wall. We can go far deeper. The left-hand wall is not overly clear because there's people in front, but that was actually a 32:9 demo, and where we have the Calico Studio on the left-hand screen, that was actually a window. So we did actually have a full 32:9 demo. And like you say, that all these emerging technologies, it's great to be able to show people that we're ahead of the game. Let's flip around and look at the front wall briefly. So the front wall was a showstopper.
Absolutely. Stunning. Absolutely. It was incredibly eye-catching. And I think what we were doing, and I don't want to steal any of Christopher's thunder, but what we were able to show here was in some regards groundbreaking, as in the ability to do certain things here have never been done before with certain parts of LED. So I think it was extremely interesting that we could do a lot of these features, and I don't think it was quite understood how we could do it, which was really interesting when Christopher came along and joined us, and you see him kind of engage and go, "Wow, this is what we could do here." It was incredible. So, yeah, really clever, really neat solution.
Cool, right? That's a really great. So let's bring Christopher in, and you're right to stay with us for a bit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, but before we start, Christopher, I've been told by your wonderful marketing director to give a plug for the video of you and I that went live yesterday. So it's on your LinkedIn page, isn't it, Christopher?
It's on our YouTube channel. So there's a link here in the chat. First of all, hi, John. Hi, Mark. You can access that here through the link, but also if you go on youtube.com and you look for Vanguard EU, you will find our channel. Please subscribe, everyone. And we publish the video there as well. And
it was,
sorry, I can't stop smiling looking at that.
I know it's awesome, and it is really awesome. Before we kind of get into any more depth, let's just like celebrate the fact that you were, for the first time, you were at ISE, and you had an amazing booth, Christopher.
Thank you.
Let's have a quick little clip. We made a little clip of it, and there's so much. I loved of the clip. Let's have a look in a minute. We got. Here we go. This is it. Brilliant. And there was so much going on here. Could you just give us the highlights of ISE for Vanguard?
Yeah, like you said, it was the first time for us to be there. Not my first time, as many people in the audience for sure will know. I think it's 16 ISEs now that I've been to. So this was our first appearance from stand design to invitations to everything. So we went through the whole process just from a different point of view this time, and so we had a couple of our hero products there. Of course, we had the big screen above the stand that would direct the people to our stand, because we did not know how high the walls of our neighbors were going to be. But almost with some tweaking, you could actually see that screen from your stand across the hall. And one of the hero products for sure was at the back of the wall, our 0.6 millimeter. And interestingly, the welcome desk that you see right here now, it was just one product that we offered, but we have received requests for a couple of dozens of those desks. So in the retail area. So for us, as a first timer being there, it definitely was a success. We had some encounters from customer that came from your booth, saw our product. And for everybody, I really recommend you watch this interview, because I also gave Mark my personal view in a bit more extended version of how I see this now. With a couple of days later, basically what was done there with the arrangement of the LED cabinets, the way they were, that has not been done. At least I have not seen it, but it has not been done before. And to get the content stream exactly and mapped the way it was. Sure, we also figured out you kind of need a sweet spot if you want to see exactly a line. That is just due to the physical arrangement of the panels sticking out from the wall. But in general, to put panels in an angle and then have the content match with the panels next to it, I don't think that I would in a long time. I've seen very creative displays, very creative setups, very crazy setups. But to see it in that straight way, I have not seen it. So
and we'll show a clip of that in a minute. But what I'm going to do, because I know even for you and I that this was quite a tough concept, the Calico Pro concept, to get in our minds and what we could work. So what I thought a bit of fun was we'll start small and then we'll build up. So if we've got an image of the the small 2RU demo, which was Vanguard as well, on the graphics. And what we'll do is we'll build those up. So this wall here, so above there, that's 6 Vanguard panels, and you kindly sent me the map, and we'll show you the graphic for that. The actual video mapping that's going to the sender box. So if we flip to the screen share, then we will have a look at that, because it is quite interesting. If we understand that, we can then build up. Yeah. So here you go. This is how your guys were kind enough to send me the map. So you can see there essentially that the orange and the green are the 2x2 in the middle, and the blues are split out either side. That's kind of my understanding. Is that have I got this right? Yeah,
so what we did, and what many of the users may know in the LED control or controllers, you have to arrange all your cabinets in a rectangular manner. As you said, in the middle you have a 2x2, and then you have a cabinet arranged vertically on the left and on one on the right. Which let's say the cabinets, the modules were not turned around. So normally people in our industry would also protest in terms of viewing angles, because they are designed to be built in a 16:9 orientation and not in a 9:16. For the show now, it was okay, but technically also in our controllers we can flip the content. We can flip it to a 9:16. We had to do nothing of that. This is the easiest, I would say. Whoever uses NovaStar and ColorLight or all these controllers, this is the first hour of the first class of technicians. This is what you learn to set up, right? a two high by 3 wide display. The fact that the Calico processor maps it in a way that it fits is just amazing, because it's just, for us it's a few seconds, and for you it's a few seconds. To build up this in a traditional LED controller would take some more time and somewhat an experienced programmer as well, or an experienced LED technician.
Yeah, no, what I've done, and this isn't 100% technically accurate, but I'm just trying to show this so people will be able to follow along. Because there's a lot of folk in our industry that they see LED, but they don't necessarily understand as deeply as you do. So this is for that wall. This is the content I had. And I had like an extra wide piece of background content, and that I think it was a video, but it could have equally been a still off our Slimmage store. I had the live camera from the presenter, and I had these two big data images. They were actually rotated correct, but I've just put them that way just to show as they would have come in as landscape. And then we've got our logo, which once again was from the still store. And what we do is we add into the mix Calico Pro and your sender box that you talked about, and the bit that we do is in Calico Studio, and this is a chance for John to plug like crazy. Calico Studio you can download and try, can't you, John? Once again for free.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's one of those things that we do like to do. So yeah, you can go onto our website and you can download the Calico Studio free of charge. Just literally find it there, download it, and have a play. The offline features of this, again, similar to the play that we have with the Hippo, it gives you the ability to build things offline and get a real feel for what you can do without physically having to connect up to actual devices and actual sources. We've got little video clips in there so you can put it on, so you get a real sense of what you can actually achieve with your with the video wall or with your LED wall, just completely offline. So, and yeah, free of charge. Go download it. It's great.
That was hard for a sales guy to say free, wasn't it? But
oh no.
So, what's clever here is that background. You see the purple blue background that's going across all those screens, and equally I can put any of those sources on any screen. I can rotate at will as well. But the interesting part is we do output mapping. So this is what we send to Christopher. So this is what you're getting, Christopher. Yeah, you're getting this piece of media, and then your sender box cuts that apart.
Right. Because we physically arranged it that way.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's a dream, and this is a really simple setup. In our software, a couple of minutes, if that. It's really easy. But let's take this to a whole new level, and let's talk about the wall that you're so excited about, Christopher. So let's play the clip of the Big Hero wall again, and I think it'd be really useful if you could just talk us through this, and then I've got the map ready to show in a minute, Christopher.
Yeah. So I mean, what we see from the spot where this was taken from is that the content absolutely aligns with the cabinet. It's like the whole wall basically is a canvas, and just because there happens to be an LED panel, it shows the content that it's supposed to show in that pixel area. On the rectangular arranged cabinets, that is not an issue. That is pretty normal. But on the cabinets that stick out and are arranged in the tilted angle, like I said, I've seen screens of similar setup, but not with the content so in line as it was displayed here. It was absolutely amazing, and like I said in our interview, everybody please click and watch it. I think personally, being in this industry so long, this is a game changer in the, let's say, creative use of LED walls in general.
Yeah, I walked around the show floor. I didn't see anything anywhere near this. Nothing at all. And let's just flick to the map. I don't want to hurt people's brains, but this is the actual map that Christopher's working. I've already shown you how we worked with Calico Studio. So this is what Christopher did. We in Calico Studio we used output mapping to create a visually correct version, and we did that side. This is your This is the map that you took into the LED box.
Correct. So basically, again, one of the usual, let's say, obstacles, not obstacles, but let's say processes in our world is everything has to be rectangular. And we have to think in rectangular setups only. And again, this is maybe the second hour of the first training from a Nova Star or Color Light or Brompton Tech class, a setup of a little bit more complicated screen. We basically for the software, it is a 6x5, although we only have one extra cabinet at the top right. But it's the simplest setup, and what this also leads to is that we can use a relatively simple and also cost-effective processor, or let's say sender box for this. We do not need these display splicers, as they're called, where we can arrange certain pixels to be elsewhere, and also in some level, let's say, get to a, I don't want to say calico kind of version, but I mean, it's not even reaching 1% of it, but a little bit. We have some abilities to rearrange our cabinets, but again, we don't have to. In this case, we built a rectangular display with one extra cabinet, used an absolute standard 4K controller for the LED wall. For us, or let's say on our end, our system thinks I'm looking at a regular, normal, rectangular display. Okay, the fact that physically cabinets are missing there on the right doesn't matter to the system. The mapping comes from you.
It's awesome. And we talked a couple of days ago, and I've talked internally as well about just some of the features and benefits. But the key thing I got from you, Christopher, was about reduced complexity. That was, and the moment you said about, yeah, we'd create the content, but I can guarantee we'd have to re-render it on site. that kind of a wow, and you're suddenly adding time and expense.
No, I think I told you in the interview as well. I stood in front of LED walls with very creative content companies, and they were downloading their 15 gigabyte video, waiting. Finally, it was uploaded. So let's see and have a look. And then, oh no, we need to move that logo 4 pixels to the left. We need to do that because the screen was, let's say, set up in a creative way as well. So not standard. And I know it's difficult, but then, okay, they render it again somewhere else remotely. We have to wait again and download again, 15 gigabytes. Well, maybe 2 pixels higher. Okay, the same thing again, right? And to make it fit and match. And that here is just I'm stunned again by looking at it. Although I stood in front of it, I'm stunned again how easy it was to do that.
Yeah, no, it was a dream. Like for us, it was one of the easiest exhibits we've ever done because you were great.
And looking at it now, I mean, it's what, 5 panels, 5 cabinets that we arranged in a little bit of a different way. Mm-hmm. That was also because we're not really 100% sure what we're going to do. So everybody who's watching this, watch us next year at ISE, what we're going to do there. I don't know yet, but we're going to do something even crazier than this for sure.
Yeah. I'm just going to bring in Alex, who's my boss, but he also created all the content for this, and he's lived this world of pain in the past in previous lives, haven't you, Alex?
Absolutely.
Render again, and yeah, we talked previously about how you had a workflow. I mean, this piece of content is custom content. It is non-custom content. You just downloaded it and it works. But we also talked about how you developed a workflow using the Adobe Creative Suite to actually map it and get it all correct. So, and as long as we know where the cabinets are, we can get it correct and save time, money.
And that's the key right there, right? Is time and money, and taking that pain point that was just excruciating, completely off the designer's plate. And it was fantastic to work with, and it was great to see just the ease at which we were able to develop this look and content and see everything come full circle. It was awesome.
And Christopher and the Vanguard team, like, awesome is the only word I can think to describe you. Well, thank you so much.
You're most welcome. It was really pleasure, and I enjoyed walking over from our stand to yours, coming down the aisle and looking at that very much.
Yeah, and I'm just going to give you a couple of blatant plugs. First of all, do make sure you watch that video, because it is really insightful, the things that you were telling me. Also, you've got an amazing showroom in Barcelona, and the kind of the good thing about going to Barcelona, the weather's always nice. Yeah, although I took my coat because you guided me, I only needed it once. So you got a great showroom. Make sure you go out and see Christopher and the gang.
Yes, and we're also working on for the audience to know to get some calico here to the showroom, so that you can also take a look at the process of working with LED displays in general.
Awesome. Yeah, really looking forward to that. Looking forward to an invite to get some warm weather and some sun, mate. Thanks for your time, Christopher. And can you thank Valentina and the rest of the team for us? They're
Thank you, Mark.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Right, Alex, you're going to take us home. Yeah, this is exciting. So, Alex is a director of marketing. This is his first show, and you pretty much survived unscathed, I think. But you're still smiling, so it's got to be good.
I did unscathed. It was an amazing show. Like you said earlier, the attendance was through the roof. The new products front to back on the booth. It was exciting. The feedback that we were getting was remarkable, and it was a great show.
Awesome. Right, let's take we should be almost finished now, but we'll get this next 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes will be finished. Yeah, so don't worry if you're with us. So so we created some new content, Alex, which is all up online now.
Yep, I'm still with you. I think the battery extravaganza continues here.
No worry. One of my colleagues said you had a face for radio, and I now realize.
Oh, look at that. See?
So all these assets are online. So we got an amazing graphic designer, Jack. He's created all these assets, so they're ready for you. I thought it's worthwhile getting excited about our award, Alex.
Oh yes, very much so. I can't believe that in the first show that we brought home the best of show 2025 at ISE for installation. It is just a great feather in our cap and a huge credit to Nick and our product team and all the work that they have put in, the hours and hours and days bringing this fantastic product to market. It's just truly amazing. Great to see.
It's awesome. So yeah, I'm trying to find the bit of glass. It must be somewhere. I want to put it on my shelf, but we'll see. I'll turn up eventually. The other piece of work that was going on while we were all at ISE, our buddy Rachel, who's running this call and is doing an amazing job. She got the Calico 1RU version, the 1200, onto the website. So there's loads of great content there. And the other thing, Alex, is she worked like a Trojan to update the Green Hippo website as well.
Absolutely, yeah. The whole new range is on the website. You can find brochures, product details, spec sheets. Yeah, it's all there, easily accessible. Check it out.
Sweet. And then what I'll do before we leave you, look if there's any questions. There is one from Oyston. Oyston, I'll follow up with you separately because we're running a bit late, but just some takeaways. So loads of videos. Rachel's running these videos on our site. So as we speak, so our YouTube site for TV1 is TV1-AV. So if you just do a screen grab of this picture or come back afterwards when the recording goes live, it'll be right after this. So there's loads of content on the TV1 YouTube page. We've also got a series of 10 interviews. The one with Christopher was the first. I also did one with Troy, and I've done a bunch of product videos and partner videos, including full-length video interviews about the Epson Globe and also the Epson Leaves as well. Rave Pubs, we did a bunch of videos with them while we were away. Our buddies from AV Technology, they are our Australian buddies, so we film for them every year. DWR Distribution, our South African buddies, and they've got videos there as well. And then please follow up Motion Mapping. look at their website. They've got loads and loads of really cool installations. But also Stuart Harris, who's the big boss for motion mapping. His LinkedIn page is a must follow. Only yesterday he was he found a building that looked like a building from Batman, Gotham City, and he projected like the Batman logo on it. So just watch what he's doing as well. So those are really useful resources. Like I said, Rachel's putting the Ray videos up at the minute. The interviews will go up at the end of the month. And then finally, if you want to get in touch, product wise, so if you want to get in touch, you can write to me, mark.trevena@tv1.com, or marketing@tv1.com, of course, or sales@tv1.com. It's simple. If you've got product inquiries, that get in touch QR code will take you to like a little inquiry form. Fill that in, it comes to us, and we can get all the information we need. But if you want to look at those websites, I'll show you Calico Pro and Hypnotizer MX. So how about that? Sorry, we're 4 minutes over. I hope this has been an interesting session for you. I've really appreciated all the guests who've joined us, and I hope you've enjoyed the insights. If we can help at all in any way, any of us, so that's whether it's Troy from Hetma or the guys from Vanguard, just please let us know. And Rob, let's put that comment live, Rachel, to take us home. Look at that, Rob. It's instant. Great live stream, friends. So much exciting development. It is exciting. It's great here at TV1. Thanks for your time, everyone. Thanks for your involvement. It's been really awesome. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon or the rest of the morning, wherever you are. And we'll see you in a Connect Summit